Hello and welcome to another GCN training session. This time you're joined by myself, Conor, and today we are doing some lead-out drills. So I'm going to explain all that to you a little bit later. It's a fun session though, one of my favourites actually when I used to be training for races myself. And to start us off, we've got quite a good warm-up for this one. So about 6 minutes of warm-up, generally just ramping the effort up every 2 minutes. So stay tuned, I'll tell you when to notch the pace up a little bit, but do make sure you're well hydrated. You've got some bottles on hand for this session because it is a long one. It's 50 minutes long and we'll be going through 4 blocks of efforts. So that will also increase in time. So we'll start off with a 4-minute effort, then we're going to a 7-minute effort, an 8.5-minute effort, and then a 9-minute effort with 3 minutes rest in between each. Now, the session's called lead-out drills. This is actually one of my favourite ones when I used to be at a training camp and we'd be kind of going through the sprint routine and getting used to which rider would be in a certain order in the bunch when coming towards the finish. So the first effort, the first 4-minute effort will be kind of, you'll be pretending to be in this lead-out train. So if you're working with Mark Cavendish or the like, this is when you pretend you're kind of in that team and you're delivering the rider to the line, and then the very last effort you'll actually be the team sprinter. So go through the whole lead out train, then do your sprint right at the end. So this first 4-minute effort that we're ramping up to, that'll be kind of the first man off. He'll be in the wind for 4 minutes in a really solid effort, and then we'll gradually ramp through so that the next effort, you do the 4-minute effort plus do the second man as well. So you have to go a little bit longer, closer to the finish, so on and so on, to get to your sprint right at the end. And we're going to be in the red. Just ramp up the effort a little bit more now.
Can I be the last man?
Yeah, Manny's going to be our last man. We do have 4 guests. We have Manny, Abby, Emily, and Morgan at the back there. So we're all going to be sprinters. It's a good one, this. So this current warm-up should be around 3 out of 10. Perceived effort, just starting to up the pace a bit, get the heart going. Have a nice, easy minute after this warm-up just to relax before we really get into the session properly. And this is a great session as well when you're at a training camp with a team and you'd be actually doing this on the road. You have 2 sets of teams and you'd be doing it side by side. And you kind of do this a number of times just to find out who slotted into the lead-out train in which position. So, good one to work the legs and also a good one tactically. Figure out where you would slot in best as we go through these efforts as well. Do you prefer to do that sprint at the end or maybe better suited to the 4-minute effort? Don't worry if this all sounds a little complicated as well, because I'll talk you through it as we go along. By the end of the 50 minutes, you're going to feel the legs on this one, okay?
Woo. I'm excited.
You ready for this, Manny? Have you ever done a sprint lead up before?
Yeah, I've done a few out in the crit scene over here in London.
Well, it's a perfect one actually to work on that. I think people think the sprinting is about doing it fresh, but it's also about doing it when you're really fatigued right at the end of the race. And it's having that little bit of extra energy to get over the line. 4 seconds, we're going to just up the pace a little bit more in this warm-up. I'm getting into the big ring now. 2 minutes now at 4 out of 10 perceived effort. Around 80 RPM or whatever you're comfortable with. This is a good opportunity now in the warm-up just to push on a bit. Start to feel yourself get out of breath. Start to struggle a little bit to hold a conversation. And then we've got 2 minutes where we really up it. That's our warm-up done. If you're starting to feel a bit stiff now or a little bit of fatigue, that's okay. Sometimes you can have heavy legs when you get going. That's what warm-up's all about. Flushing the legs out, getting them ready for it really matters. And the business end of this session, which is where the work's going to count. We're going to get the bang for your buck.
But I think I've got a puncher.
Got to get yourself riled up for these sessions if you're going to go really deep. The last 9 minutes on this will be tough. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. So focus the mind as well. Get yourself G'd up. Do what you need to do. I like to listen to heavy metal. Depending on the mood, sometimes I'll go to a bit of dance music.
Name an artist.
It depends if the neighbours are in or not as well. That's what it's about too. Name the artist, or...
Oh, a song, just give us one.
I couldn't actually name a song, to be honest. I just listen to playlists.
Metallica?
Definitely Metallica. I went for an Offspring phase as well.
Okay.
Right, 10 seconds to go. Then we're going to ramp the warm-up up one last time. A little 2-minute effort, pushing on. 5 out of 10 on the effort level. Just feel those legs start to burn a bit. Get out of the saddle if you want. Mix up the position on the hoods, on the drops. Open your back up. Open the lungs up. You're gonna need them later on in this session. Get yourself comfortable. Recommended to do this at around 80 RPM, but drop the cadence if you want for a little bit. Just start to activate those muscles. Spin the legs a bit more too. This is all about preparation. I remember doing this when we'd be training out in Spain or at a camp, and this would be part of kind of a 4-hour ride. You'd ride out to a really quiet area. Literally we'd do this session and then you'd ride home. Always turned into a hard day. Just the competitiveness of it, I think, really allows you to push deeper. So get competitive with yourself when you do this one and really try to get the most out of yourself on each interval. Right, 35 seconds to go on this little push in the warm-up, last little tough effort, and then we're going to have 1 minute totally easy and just let that warm-up sink into the legs. 20 seconds to go. How we doing, Manny?
I'm already starting to think about that song.
Myself and Manny are going to be having playlist discussions after this. Right, 5 seconds to go. Then 1 minute easy. Okay, knock it right down. Shake the legs out. Easy spinning, get some water in. Recommend plenty of sips, maybe having a spare bottle on hand this session. Also, try and get some salt or some sugars into your water too, because you will be sweating and that sodium content will drop, so keep on top of that. But we are going to get straight into it now. 4 minute effort. You are the first man in the lead out train, okay? So you have 3 guys behind you coming into the finish of a race, and you need to deliver them to the line. You're battling with other teams, trying to hold your position. This is like a real tough effort actually. It's an 8 out of 10, so you're always on it. You can't really relax. Once the 4 minutes done though, that's it. It's your teammate's job to get to the line. So here we go. Right, let's do it. We're into it, 4 minutes. Your sprinter is shouting at you down the line here. He's telling you to get to the front. Up, 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 up. Maximum pressure, maximum adrenaline. You can't let other teams take the front here. You're hugging the side of the road. You're avoiding all the obstacles. And the pressure is on. Picture yourself in the biggest race in the world. It's all come down to this. The training, the sacrifice. This is a team victory. Don't let up. Come on. 8 out of 10. Push on now. 100 RPM, spinning the legs. Always helps to spin the legs, especially if the terrain is really changeable. It allows you a bit of breathing room, a bit of space to get over those little climbs, and not lose any rhythm, not have to change gear. As you can tell, conversation level is tough. But as you're in a race, you still have to communicate with your teammates, you still have to be on it and concentrate on the road. This is your time to shine, this is your job, your 4 minutes. Potentially coming into the last 3 kilometers of a race, last couple of miles. Speed is flat out. Try not to get out of the saddle too much. Try to hold your position, hold your form, and go all the way through to the end of the 4 minutes. Pace it right. Come up to 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. You'll be starting to feel it now. You'll be starting to burn, you'll be starting to hurt. Keep on pushing. Pretend you got a minute left. Pretend it's not as long as it is. And then when you get to that minute, just another minute more. Break it down. How are we doing over there, team? How are our sprinters?
Getting ready for the next effort.
Yeah.
Ready for the sprint.
1 minute 20 to go now, so keep it lit until the line now. Till the end of this section.
I see Emily sneaking up on me.
That's it though, you're battling with other teams, your handlebars are banging. It's getting competitive.
You're right there, Morgan. Very good.
1 minute to go. Hang in there, Morgan. Heart rate will be through the roof now. Starting to feel the fatigue from the whole effort. 45 seconds. Last push, raise it if you can. Get back on top of the gear. Raise it. 30 seconds and then you're all done. You have 3 minutes to recover. Really easy roll in 3 minutes. Finish this one off first. 20 seconds. Head down. 15 to go. Last 10 seconds, come on. Up, up, up. Don't go lazy on me. 3, 2, 1, and you're done. The rest of the lead out train whizzes by. Whew. And you can roll into the finish.
Come on, Morgan.
How are we doing, Morgan?
Carry on.
How are we doing, team?
That was brutal.
Team effort. Whew. So we've got 3 minutes to recover now. Really knock it down, spin the legs.
I think when you're watching the Tour de France sprints, you don't realise that the people behind Cav and Morkov, you don't realise what they're doing, do you? And how hard that roll is, and just to get their sprinters up in the right place.
Yeah, it's a long effort, and in a race, you're trying to hang on as long as you can, because the longer you hang on, the less distance the guys behind you have to cover. So it's just it's a different sort of effort to a sprint, but it's just as painful. But in this next effort now, so we're going to do that 4 minutes again, but at a little bit of a lower intensity. So it's as if you're in the wheel with your teammate, you're sheltering a bit more. You're not going quite as deep because your teammate is breaking the wind for you. Then when they peel off after the 4 minutes, then we have a 3 minute effort to go. So we're getting closer to the finish, but the pace is getting faster, so the effort is getting a little bit more intense. You won't be able to maintain it for quite as long. So in total, we have a 7 minute effort coming up. This is a hurter, this one. I think this is probably the harder one of all the four, because it is very intense. It is still quite a long duration. And depending on your form, you may start to struggle at the end of that 3 minutes. But just do your best, set yourself to maximum, give it all you got. 1 minute until we start that now. Your last little drink of fluids in. and start thinking about what's to come.
I'm going to pretend that I'm Bradley Wiggins for this.
That's good. Embrace your inner Bradley. It's a good motto to live by. Get you through most situations in life.
Come on, Brad.
Oh. All right. Get out of the saddle for a bit. We've got 30 seconds to go. Loosen yourself up. He's going to be in that aerodynamic position for a while now on the drops if you can. Woo, and it's getting hot. Right, 15 seconds to go. Then we've got 4 minutes at 6 out of 10 intensities. You're pushing on, but you're not quite burning. You're able to just about stay aerobic, okay? Right, 5 seconds. Up into the big ring. 2, 1, and we're into it. 80 RPM if you can, but really look for anywhere between 80, 90. If you're someone that likes to spin the gear, go up to 100. Whatever's comfortable for you really here. It's more about the effort level. You don't want to relax too much. It's a 4-minute effort. And if you're in a race, for example, you'd be following your teammates' wheel here, you'd be concentrating, trying to get as much advantage from that windbreaker in front of you that you can. And that 4 minutes we did was tough. The 3 minutes coming up is going to be harder. Don't be under any illusions. But that's what makes this session so effective. How are we doing over there, team? Pacing the effort?
Yeah,
it's a little bit less than the last one.
I'm just imagining that wheel in front of me, the person who's going as hard as I was in that last effort, and then ready to take over in a few minutes.
That's it. I remember doing this in racing, and the rider would be in front of you and they'd want to peel off early. You'd have to tell them to stay there. Oh. Like a sentence of doom. Get back.
Good over here.
That's where the shouting starts and the instructions start and the adrenaline gets raised. Visualise you're in that environment to get the more out of yourself, get the adrenaline flowing. If you're back at home in your garage doing this session, or you just nipped on the bike after work, that's what it's all about. 2 minutes to go now. 6 out of 10 still on the effort level. This is also a great session to do when you get out on the road as well. So you have a few mates, find some quiet roads, you can recreate this one. Find a finish point, maybe 3 kilometers in length, find a finish line and take it in turns, delivering your mates as a sprinter. Such a kind of incredible way to get yourself and really push yourself hard, not actually know you're doing it just because you're having so much fun. 1 minute 20 now, come on. Keep the concentration, keep pushing on the gears, on those pedals. We have a minute to go now. And then we have 3 minutes, 8 out of 10. As soon as that person peels off in front of you, as soon as that next effort starts, straight into it, hit it, boom. Seconds to go. Pace is starting to ramp. Following along at home, maybe you don't have a power meter or you don't have any metrics to track. I want you to try and knock it up 1 or 2 gears when this next effort starts. Straight away, as soon as it starts, boom, boom, harder gear. See if you can stay with me for 3 minutes. Okay, 20 seconds to go. Few last deep breaths, precious oxygen, and then you're going to be deprived for a little bit. Be confident. 3 seconds to go. 2, 1. Straight into it. Up the pace. Up, up, up. Starting 100 RPM if you can. Now attack it. 3-minute effort though, so don't burn your bridges too early. Settle into it. Get the heart rate under control. Concentrate on your cadence. Be smooth. It's gonna hurt because you've already done that 4 minutes. You need to push through it. It will end. This isn't going to last into infinity. Always remind yourself that. Everything in life comes to an end. Keep pushing. You can stick to 100 reps a minute. You can't, try and keep it above 85. Don't let it drop. I'm doing about 400, 420 watts right now. So this is tough, it's on the limit. You're on the limit of just about cracking. Yes. Minute and a half to go. 3 minutes recovery. Heart rate's at 175. Right on max now. This is it. Your last 1 minute. Forget about the rest. Forget about everything else. Just get through this last minute. Your body will be telling you to stop, but ignore it. Ignore those messages and go deeper than you think you can. A minute to go. Your mind can push you so much harder than you think you can. 45 to go, last one, then we have some recovery. Come on, keep it up, 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 up. Your sprinter behind you's getting nervous now. He knows you're tiring. Last little dig for victory. Woo. "15 seconds to go. Give it what you have left to the end. 5, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Easy riding. Get your breath back, 3 minutes recovery. Woo. How are we doing, team? Keep drinking. Quick towel of the sweat if you can. Really, really easy now. Proper recovery, spinning the legs. No pressure at all on the pedals. Just taking it easy. Well done. Halfway through it now. Halfway through the business end as well. So if you got to this point, you're doing really well. Deep breaths. Fluids.
Only halfway through.
Oh, don't think about it, Manny. Halfway, that's glass half full.
I was just thinking about the games.
That's it. This is a tough session because you're doing these endurance efforts, these aerobic efforts, and at the end, you are starting to go anaerobic. So you're layers on layers on layers of intensity. It just gets you more than doing it when you're fresh. Ooh. How are we doing back there?
Yeah, all good here, all good here.
Did you ever do a session like this when you were racing yourself?
Yeah, I think me and Abby, we must have done something like this together out in Mallorca, haven't we? Like training for our races out in Belgium and Holland and places like that. So
yeah,
me and Abby used to be part of the same team, so along with Manon as well. We've definitely probably already done these sessions together at some point, but probably about 5 or 6 years ago. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Was Manon always the sprinter?
I think between the three of us, we were the strongest sprinters, so we used to rotate it a bit depending on how our legs felt.
Okay.
Being track riders, we were all more top end anyway, so.
Yeah. Team GCN man on is always a sprinter.
Yeah.
I'm always the lead out person. I can't sprint to save myself, but that's what these sessions are about. They're about improving your weaknesses too.
Are you the Bradley Wiggins?
Well, I pretend to be. And if your batteries are running low, give yourself a bit of a top up. Because we have 20 seconds to go now until the next effort starts. And then we are into it again. Third set. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're into it. Settle into that pace again for the 4 minutes. Same pace as before, so you're not killing yourself. But at the same time, it is a tough effort. You're in the wheels, you're getting your shelter, but the pace is fast, and you're pushing on. Then, we're gonna repeat that 3-minute effort. Again, a little bit lower on the intensity, but it is gonna ramp up. This time, when we finish the 3 minutes, we have 1.5 minutes all out. Just all out, don't even think. As soon as that 1.5 minutes starts, you just hit it straight away and just try and hold it. Doesn't matter if you dip off at the end, just go from the gun and empty yourself. Because that 1.5 minutes, you are the lead out man. You're the last person, or lead out woman, last person to deliver your sprinter to the line. So they're gonna come round you probably halfway through or maybe towards the end of that effort, but you're just head down, give it all you've got. And coming at the end of 7 minutes, it's gonna be tough. For now, stay calm, focus on your rhythm, focus on your cadence, around 80, 90 RPM. Keep your breathing under control. Start thinking about what music you might want to play if you're listening to music at home. Metallica, if that does it for you. Or Carly Rae Jepsen. Whatever floats your boat. Two minutes to go, come up to 2 minutes to go. Manny, how are we getting on here?
Good, good. I'm really just trying to settle into the rhythm. I found the last set quite difficult.
Yeah.
It's a shock to the system.
Like I said, I think that last set for me is the harder one. Because 3 minutes at max effort really is, that is VO2 max. That's a tough effort. This set, we can knock it back a bit on that 3 minutes in line for 1.5 minutes. Hang in there though, mate.
I think the trick is to pace yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then leave it all out in the end.
Yeah. You want to be thinking about that last effort and making sure you've got something left. Keep drinking if you can. I've actually got sports drink in the water, so I'm not drinking pure water. Kind of gone half the dosage on a normal isotonic sports drink, mix it in there. If you're sweating a lot, if you're riding in a hot room, really helps replace that lost sodium. Stops you getting that kind of groggy feeling after a really hard session on the indoor trainer. Stops you getting dehydrated. So important, do not forget about that. 45 seconds to go, 40 seconds to go, sorry now. And then we're into that 3 minutes. Not going as all out, remember, just knocking up the gear one time, picking up the perceived effort, looking for about 7 out of 10 effort level in this next 3 minute block. $20 seconds to go. Right, 10 seconds to go. And I want everyone to knock up the gear. One harder gear. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're into 3 minutes. Knock it up a bit, pick up the pace. Settle into it now. I'll tell you what, I'm feeling it too, so you're not alone out there. Don't panic if the legs burn. Keep pushing. Your body sometimes protests when the intensity level changes a little bit. Just find that groove. Focus on the end point. Think of the positives. Once you've got through this one, only one set to go. This is the home straight. Keep the intensity though, keep the excitement. Up, on, keep pushing. Come up to halfway through this block. Don't let your focus drop. Keep it up. Keep on top of that gear. Give yourself little carrots to get through it. 1.5 minutes. Starting to think about that final effort. Final dash to the line. The sprinter is on your wheel now. He's on your wheel, ready to be unleashed. Don't worry if it's hurting, it's supposed to. Under 1 minute to go now. So my heart rate is a bit down on what it was, around 169 compared to 175 before for this effort. Touch below. But now only 1.5 minutes to go when this one ends and it's all out, okay? Try and do this one in the drops if you can, as if you're sprinting, and just go to 1 minute and the last 30 seconds just hold on with whatever you've got. Okay, here we go. Come up to 20 seconds until that last lead out, that last effort to deliver your sprinter. All right, here we go. I'm gonna give a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pick it up, 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 up. 1.5 minutes to go. Push, 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 up. Keep the gear running. Do not let up. Give it what you've got. Up, 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 up. Do not change down gear. Up. This is a mass effort. 1 minute to go. Think for 30 seconds, and that last 30 seconds, just squeeze in what you've got left. Come on guys, keep it going. Stay with me. So tempted to change down the gear. Just stay in it now, even if you start to slog. Stay in that gear. 30 seconds to go. You'll be dying like me now. So just get to the end. $15 to go. 10 seconds. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Get your breath back. Easy gear. Three minutes, easy riding. 1 out of 10. Time to recover. take a minute just to get your breath. How was that, guys?
Oh, that one was a killer, wasn't it?
Take me to any.
Good work. Good work, everyone. Following at home. Thanks for hanging in there.
I think your heart rate will be close to your max in that minute and a half, isn't it? Because it's just like a prolonged sprint.
Just ramping up, and then you're just past your limit, just holding on.
Yeah, for sure.
So it is a killer session, but it really is so effective and maximises the time you have available. Just have 50 minutes to an hour available at the end of the day, which is just as hard as a 3-hour+ ride, in my opinion.
Just keep thinking of all these club chain gangs. Maybe I'll win the sprint this time if I incorporate some more of these sessions in.
Yeah, this is perfect for that. You have some evenings or early mornings available to jump on the trainer and get the session done. It's a brilliant one. Or even if you're just starting out and you just want to kind of get used to riding at different intensity levels, knowing where your max is and what's in between. It's a good one too, because you're going from 1 out of 10, which we're doing now, all the way up to 10 out of 10, gradually increasing. So if you get it wrong, you know if you've gone too hard too early. But we have a minute to go of this final recovery section. And then it's the last one, last interval. So we are the sprinter in this effort. We're on our sprint train all the way to the line. And at the very end, 30 seconds, max sprint, out the saddle, all you've got. Keep getting the fluid in you if you can. Spare bottle handy. "25 seconds. Right, it's game time, people. 15 seconds. Start to focus again. Recovery time's over. Get in the gear, you're gonna complete this 4-minute effort in. Then we're going straight into it, 4 minutes, 6 out of 10 effort. 3, 2, 1, hammer up. Pick it up. Settle into that pace straight away. The sweat will be pouring now. Why you need to keep drinking early in the ride, because you need to replace all those fluids before it's too late. 4 minutes now, 6 out of 10. Comfortable cadence, good rhythm, aerobic pace. Start to think about that last sprint as well, because remember, we are the sprinter in this session. 9-minute effort with a 30-second max sprint at the end. So right now we're coming in 3K to go, 4 or 5K to go depending on the terrain. Concentrating for that last sprint. So you've got to go through 8.5 minutes first. So quite a difficult intensity level, and sprint off the back of that. Only 30 seconds of work at the end there, but it's like squeezing in an hour. An hour of your hardest ride into a short space of time. So, keep the effort where it needs to be. But just want to save that little bit of something at the end. And this finishes, we've got 3 minutes. Just ramping it up a bit again to 7 out of 10. The pace increasing. You're in a race, people are getting a bit more nervous, starting to throw a few elbows, starting to budge a bit. You have to do those little digs just to stay where you need to be. Manny, what sprinter would you be? In all of history, who would you have most liked to be?
Oh, I think it'll be Mario Cipollini.
Oh, the boss.
I just love his flamboyance.
I know. He
just fitted with my character.
He did what he wanted, didn't he?
And the outrageous kits.
Yeah, I do love the kit. I think I'd like to be Mark Cavendish, but there's an obvious size difference which makes it quite hard. Emily, what about you in the women's peloton? Which sprinters did you aspire to?
Such a tough one because there's so many strong sprinters out there. I mean, Lizzie Digan, of course, that's the person who I grew up watching race at the 2008 Olympics and 2012 when she was Lizzie Armstead, and I think someone of her calibre, she's gone from more of like a sort of winning sprints at the end, and now she's gone into like the mountains, into the hills, which I think is sort of the way that women's road racing is progressing. The courses are getting a lot harder, they're getting a lot longer, but yeah, for sure, go with a fellow Brit.
Also, becoming a mother in the middle of all that as well is just pretty
phenomenal.
Inspirational, I think.
Yeah.
I have no idea how she managed that. 15 seconds to go, people, and then we're ramping it up. 7 out of 10, 3 minutes, pace is increasing. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up one gear, pick it up. Okay, 3 minutes, efforts are getting shorter, slightly more intense. Getting closer to that finish line, close to the end of this session. This is it, you're inside 10 minutes to go with them. You finished it, you stay with me to the end, so do not give up. If you're hanging in there now, do not be tempted to stop. Keep it going. 3 minutes. Just think about that, 3 minutes. Try to keep the cadence up if you can. You want to avoid slogging it out in a lower cadence. That will take a lot out of your strength towards the end of this block too. Manny, what sort of numbers do you do in a sprint?
Around 1400.
1400?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fast twitch muscles, that is a lot higher than me. I would struggle to get above 1200.
I was getting close to my max, but you know, it's not about your max sprint, it's about, you know, you average over 20 seconds. And that's what wins you races.
Yeah. Positioning as well, this is a good session I think for like getting used to that lead out and the intensity it requires. So that if you do take on a race, you're used to that effort level and you have a bit more energy that you can devote to looking at what wheel to follow, staying out of trouble, getting in the right position. All those things cost energy.
It's very easy to get excited and go too early in a sprint as well, isn't it? So you've got to sort of gauge how long is your sprint. If you can do 30 seconds and that's your highest peak, then you need to go with 30 seconds to go over the race. But if you've got like really short, sharp sprint, then you need to wait until the last 100 meters and come out the slipstream then. So it's very tactical.
Yeah, definitely. And some riders really benefit from using a lead out train and getting that speed right up, and then they literally just have to hold the pace at the end. They hardly get out of the saddle. 40 seconds to go on this though. Then we're moving to a minute and a half, 8 out of 10. So in the previous effort, this was 9 out of 10 on perceived effort. So it's a touchdown again, but you're approaching max here. Conversation, pretty much impossible, okay, when we go into this next one. I'll do my best to keep you motivated though. We're gonna up the energy here. 1.5 minutes. This is it, coming into the end of a race. It's all on the line. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pick it up. Minute and a half. Give me what you got. Last real tough part of this session. Do not let up. You've come this far. You can get to the end. Come on, 8 out of 10. Don't let up, don't let up. Up, 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 up. Come on. Keep it going. Keep it going. Cadence high, keep it up. over 80 RPM, do not drop below 80. If you're not sure what that is, stick to my rhythm, stick to my pace. I'm at about 95 now. Engage your core, relax your shoulders, relax your upper body. 45 seconds to go. And we're finishing with 30 seconds all out. Out of the saddle, sprint, all you've got. Right, 30 seconds to go. Don't go too early. Time this run to perfection. Last kilometre of this race now. Coming up to 15 seconds to go. All right, you're approaching 500 meters to go in the race. 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7. Then it's a massive sprint to the line. 3, 2, 1. Up, 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 go, 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 30 seconds. All you've got. To the line. Up, 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 up. Keep it going. 10 seconds, come on. Hold it. And the last one finished. Woo! And we're done. Took home the bacon.
Yeah, did we win?
You want a bacon sandwich? Oh, good effort, everyone, though.
I am spent.
I lost my hat in that effort. Just back on the roadside. Oh, good effort though if you're following at home. Good effort, Manny, Morgan, Emily, Abby. Solid effort.
Yeah, thanks very much for that one.
2.5 minutes now, just spin the legs easy. Keep spinning them, don't be tempted to jump off now.
I don't think I could have done that without your guidance, Conor.
You just get more out of yourself if you get that adrenaline going and you G yourself up. And you just got to make use of the time available and give it your all, just rinse yourself. That's what these shorter sessions are about. And I hope you enjoyed following along at home. Hope you understood the lead out drills and got a little bit of an insight into how things might work at a racing team when they're preparing for these sprints and delivering some of the household names to the line. There's a bit more to it than what you see at the very end of a race. But I love this session. It's a great session to really push yourself hard in, ramp up that effort as you go along, increasing the duration. So it's a good one to put in every week if you've got the time. See if you have a power meter, try and boost your numbers in that final sprint. See if you can improve as the weeks go on and track your progress. And if you did get really into that session and start making noises like me, then you can tell your neighbours that I say sorry for you. But you gotta motivate yourself in whatever way you can. Minute and 10 seconds to go. Remember to keep drinking after this one. If you can, try and get a little snack in as well, because that's a hard session. So try and get some food into you within half an hour of finishing that one. If you have a shower, have one maybe before. If you're gonna wait around a bit or just after the shower, get straight into the kitchen and just get a little snack, bit of yogurt, bit of cereal, maybe banana. Just replace the lost energy, because that one does take it out of you. And remember, we've got plenty more training sessions on the channel, so if you are feeling fresh at the end of this one, why not give another one a go if you've got the time? Good luck if you are doing that. It might be a bit of an ask, but sometimes you got to find your limits. Okay, 20 seconds this one to go. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for joining us, Manny, Emily, Abby, Morgan. See you all on the next session. I'm going to go and find my cap. I don't know where it's gone, so That's what I'm about to do. Thanks, everyone.